Welcome to Who Knew. We are fans of the current series of Doctor Who, and here we discuss our likes, dislikes, and insights into the modern regeneration of the show. Subscribe, review, and listen to us on iTunes or our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WhoKnewPodcast. All our episodes are on WhoKnewPodcast.com. You can leave comments there or email us at WhoKnewPodcast@gmail.com. We also have an Instagram and Twitter account. Tweet at us at WhoKnewPodcast. And find us on Facebook.
Hi, welcome to the Who Knew Podcast. We're going to talk about Rose City Comic Con 2023. Hi, this is Eugene. Who else is here?
Hi, this is Brian.
Hi, this is Heather.
So it was the three of us that went to Rose City Comic Con. Mainly for Heather, because we don't get to see her in person as much, and she works for Rose City Comic Con, so it was great to see her in person. And
of course,
love
to see you guys in person too.
It's always nice to have hugs in real IRL.
Really?
You're so hip. Yeah, let him Gen Z it, okay? To live his dreams.
And one of the bigger reasons we went there was that the companions, the Pond family, Alex Kingston, Karen Gillan, and Arthur Darvill were in attendance. So we got to have photos with them. And we also got to do another Doctor Who trivia panel.
Yay!
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we were, I'm going to be honest and say that 5 o'clock was not like a time that I would have chosen, but we had almost on a Friday night.
Yeah.
But we had almost 100 people, and some of them were in cosplay too. And the panels for the Doctor Who folks were on Saturday and Sunday. So that was really awesome to see the turnout on a Friday night.
So this is the thing, man. It's a compliment in a way to be placed at 5 o'clock on a Friday. Now, if you were like somewhere closer to 1 o'clock on a Friday, that would be not ideal. But 5 o'clock, most people have kind of shuffled in because the show starts at 1. And having it on the non-Doctor Who guest days is actually really smart, because on the Doctor Who guest days, their schedules are going to be packed. They're going to get those photo ops, they're going to get those autographs, they're going to get the panel, they're going to be concentrating on that stuff, and they're not going to have the time for
including
panels.
us.
So, including us, yeah. So, and a lot of those Doctor Who fans had 3-day passes. I knew that they would be there on Friday for us, and they showed up. Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
Of course, we were in one of the rooms far in the back, but that's okay. That's all right. You just kept walking and walking.
That's
I'm kidding.
All the programming rooms are there, Brian.
I'm kidding. Actually, in that convention center, every room feels like it's far away from every other room. That's the weirdest convention center.
Oh, don't go to DC then.
Oh, that's what you said when we were there.
You will kiss the Oregon Convention Center and tell it you're sorry if you ever saw the other.
Yeah, so Heather was the one to lead out the panel, because last time it was me and Frank that were kind of moderating, hosting the panel, with everybody else on the podcast, including Heather, on the stage answering the trivia questions. So this time, Heather pitted Brian and myself against each other with the audience as help. I don't know. It was fun to see people like jumping in their seats, and they were kind of shy to come up to the mic, and then we had to like prompt them to come up, and then they just kind of did it after several questions, and then it was great.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
They definitely lost their shyness, after a few minutes.
And that guy in the second row, it's like he and I almost, coming to blows. So in a fun way.
Over Jenna or over
Clara. Yeah. No, she was perfect the whole way through. You obviously haven't seen every season. And then I think at the end I said Donna's great. He goes, "We agree on that."
Donna is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
And I threw in some puns and got some groans, got some laughs. So it was like,
Eugene's, you were very punny. Thank you.
Yes, you are. And I threw in some sarcasm, some controversial views,
So it was like an
And-
episode of ours normally.
Yeah, complete with some teasing and,
Mocking.
weirdness by me. Mocking sounds
Mocking.
too hard of a word.
Some light jabbing.
Oh, well, sorry, but I was mocking. So
No, I actually think, and this isn't anything against, the rest of the crew. I love all the crew, but I think us as a trio, Eugene, Brian, Heather, we're like three completely different people.
Yeah.
But I think that we play off each other really well. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I think we did too.
so
Yeah,
if
there's
it had to be only three of us, this is a good trifecta.
yes, I agree. It's kind of like a good improv. I sense a very good improv atmosphere. Like we were naturally going along with what each other were saying and like kind of riffing type of thing. So it felt very much like that.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it was fun. Sorry. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again because it was.
Well, speaking of the fun, we can talk about Karen Gillan, her panel, her spotlight panel was on Saturday, which was the first Doctor Who sort of main Doctor Who thing, because like she was involved in the
Yeah.
show for Matt Smith season and his run. So
welcome to the stage right now, Karen Gillan!
we were worried because the strike, the SAG and the writer strike were still going on, but as Rose City Comic Con did very responsibly, the announcer, he was Australian or English, no, he was Australian. He came up and he said, we stand in solidarity with these actors, and then they were allowed to do this, but they
Yeah,
can't
they contacted.
Yeah, the guild, and they said, we want to do this right by you, so you can't ask any questions from X, Y, and Z. With that, keep that in mind, have a conversation with these actors and talent as people. And I think that's even better because you get to know them instead of asking about questions that they didn't write the character, they didn't create the character, they had no idea like behind the scenes of why a character did something, maybe, that somebody might ask. And so we got to know about how Karen got into acting and what she likes to do as a person. She doesn't like to read as much, I think. Which is fine. But
I was actually going to ask you what were the highlights because I didn't get to see the panel. So thank you.
Well, she talked about her process and her as a craft as an actress, and she said that she reads the script into her like voice memos, but she reads the other person's lines. So when she's rehearsing, she listens to her as the other person, and then she is now verbally memorizing her lines that way because she's filling in the gaps. I never thought that was a thing.
Yeah, it makes it conversational, not, okay, I'm waiting for my next line. I thought that was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who could never memorize lines and took the longest to get off book, I guess recording devices weren't so readily available, back in the 1800s when I was in college, but but that would have been good tip to know.
And she said she had shaved her head for her Guardians of the Galaxy role, and when we saw her, she had just grown it back and not had it cut since I guess last year when they wrapped on Guardians 3. So her hair was quite long.
Quite long.
They cut it. I thought she only cut it the first time, and then wow.
Yeah, she says she's okay going bald for roles.
Now, to be fair, she didn't say what the role was.
True.
We just all had to guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yes. And in that mystery role, there really is nowhere to hide hair, like if you do a ball cap. So I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Plus, also, yeah, she's bald, but boy, would that make the makeup process quicker every day. The moderator was great.
Yeah, we've said that several times.
She was a pro.
Is that Steph Strickland?
Yep, always fielding questions the right way, and if it went too much into a gray area, she pivoted nicely.
Yeah, if anyone's a Portland local, you probably know Steph from the news and whatnot. But if you aren't familiar with her, she's super cool, and she knows what she has to do, and she does it right. She does her homework on her guests. She can steer an awkward conversation out of the awkward zone. She's just awesome.
That's what
There
stuck
were
out.
a couple instances where the person asking the question got a little too against the rules. And
Mhm.
I loved how she was able to be like, okay, well, we can't really talk about that, but let me rephrase your question into something we can talk. And it was like, how did you come up with that so fast? It was perfect.
Smart.
Yeah,
Smarter than
very,
your average bear.
yeah, very good. Anything else? Yeah, Karen was just seemed like a fun person to be around, and she wanted to talk to us as an audience. I mean, not individually, but it seemed genuine that her energy was matching the audience. And then on Sunday, we had the duo of Alex Kingston and Arthur Darvill, again with the same moderator, Steph, and this one it felt a little more casual just because it was they were on a like a sofa, and so Arthur crossed his legs as he sat down and just got comfortable. So it
Oh,
was,
he pulled his legs right up onto the couch cushion,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
You got to take your shoes off before you do that, bro.
but he didn't. He got so comfortable he didn't. And then right away, Brian, I remember you mentioning you already like Alex Kingston, so when a question was asked about time travel, she said she wanted to go back in time to meet the real Jesus, not the religious person, but who the real person was based on, or what that person would have been in that real time. And Brian was just like, I love her even more.
I got a little weepy.
Asked this question before, and I'm going to give the same answer because it's actually where I really would go. And I would go back in time. I'd be on this earth. I'd go back in time to meet Jesus.
That was a funny reaction. It was like, good Jesus.
And it's because, strangely enough, I'm not religious. And I just want to meet the real man, not the person who is in the Bible, or at least to see whether the person who's in the Bible is the same as the real man. So yes, that's what I'd like to do, and to see really whether he can, turn bread and water into wine.
Testing it.
Testing it.
Oh, yeah, test Jesus.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm from the future. Make me some wine, please. I'll take a Cabernet.
Wow.
It's like, oh yeah, it was just like, I didn't think I could, but she's even more perfect. And also the way she answered was like respectful, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could have answered it that respectful, but it's just like, I'm fascinated to see what the real day-to-day fact stuff was,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So although she did make a couple jokes, it's like, did you really turn the water into wine? I want to see it.
Yeah.
What wine drinker wouldn't?
And then she likes to garden. She has a dog, and so does Arthur. And then they said, "What's the name of your dog?" And without missing a beat, he goes, "Jason Statham."
Did he say what kind of dog it was?
Terrier,
a dachshund.
Oh, an extra long dachshund. That's right.
And then he goes, "I did not name him that. My wife named him Jason Statham." It was funny.
Weird thing. Here, Jason Statham. Here, boy.
Both
Then it
of
rips your
them,
face off.
yeah. Both of them love the theater as far as like plays and theatrical productions. So they talked about not really thinking that they would be TV actors. So I thought that was kind of cool. And like, you never know where life is going to take you.
Yeah, that's right. Both of them said that. I forgot.
Yeah. And I didn't know that Arthur's dad played for is it the Pixies? Am I remembering that correctly?
Oh,
No, Fine Young Cannibals.
Fine
That's
Young
right.
Cannibals. Yeah,
That's it.
that's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
I knew it was a
That
band. I was
is
just
a
like,
fact.
wow, did not know that. So he has
said-
musicality in his family and his stuff.
So
And
wait, just
didn't he
for the
say
listeners, in case, what did his dad was in the Fine Young Cannibals? He was
Like a background, not a background, but like he played keyboard for the Fine
I
Young
think it was
Cannibals.
bass. Yeah, for
Something
Fine Young
like that.
Cannibals. Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
don't correct me. I mean, we're doing this off of memory. I'm not looking anything up, so my memory is more about the fun instead of the facts.
I think he said when he was a teenager, he was out with his friends and this place was playing Fine Young Cannibals. He's like, well, that's my dad. And they didn't believe him.
Okay, Arthur.
Although probably they're like, who's Fine Young Cannibals? Yeah.
I'm sorry. He played the Hammond organ.
Oh, now you're looking it up. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
I had to know because I have a problem, but
I don't know, but that may drive me crazy.
He also said that, oh God, really? That took me a minute. Oh.
oh wow.
That's-
Okay, no, I got there. I just got there too. But in my defense, I was reading something when he said it. So like
In my entertainment, I wish people could see this. It's just like, oh, yeah, and then Heather's like, oh.
Oh yeah.
classic Eugene.
Always, I mean, it changes all the time, but I think it would be to go back and see like musicians play who I've missed. I'd probably go back and see like Otis Redding play a gig or Aretha Franklin do a gig, you know. So that would be it. Or I stupidly, when I was a teenager, I saw David Bowie at Glastonbury, and it was before but it was before I was into him.
But you must have been tiny.
No, it was like 2000.
Oh,
so
was it the last one he did?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not really. I wasn't really into it at that point, and so I watched a bit of it. I know, like, it was before I discovered it. My biggest regret of not. I watched half of it and was like, no, I'm just. I'm it's a stupid teenager. So I'd maybe go back there and watch that. But yeah, I'd go back and watch gigs. And not
Yeah, but tell them also who your dad played for.
Oh yeah, my dad played. I grew up watching a lot. I mean, my dad played for the Fine Young Cannibals. I bumped a lot. Oh really? Yeah. It's funny. As soon as I got into Salt Lake City the other day, I went to the pharmacy to go get some face wash, and they were playing Fine Young Cannibals. I was like, oh yeah.
He also said that when he was around 10, he discovered the Beatles. And he said he didn't listen to any other music but the Beatles for about 3 years. And then I turned to Eugene and I'm like, he's also my people.
Yeah, I can really relate to that because that's kind of what happened to me when I discovered the Beatles in middle school, and I was just like, I just want to listen to all of this.
Yeah.
So it happened to me too. I think that's a thing, is because
Yeah.
the discography is so huge and so
Yeah.
varied
Mm-hmm.
that you could listen to them for years and nothing else and have all the musical spectrum covered, basically.
I mean,
So
we were at this is a quick side note. We're at a game night party type of thing, and they had the Beatles playing the whole time because it was so varied. And then somebody was just like, well, can't we put something else on? Why is it all? Do you not understand how good and great the Beatles are? And then the year after that, Rock Band comes out with a Rock Band Beatles. And I'm like, you moron, you just don't get it.
I loved Rock Band, Beatles. Used to wail on that drum.
Speaking of that, in the airport, there was a guitarist in the Portland airport playing a PDX, playing Here Comes the Sun. And it was so nice and soothing. And then before that, it was Blackbird. Remember that, Brian?
Yeah.
There's Blackbird.
Yeah.
There's Blackbird.
He's doing Blackbird.
Funny, those are like the two songs that all the guitar bros in school learned first. Oh, yeah. I mean, beautiful songs, but unfortunately, you make me think of Guitar Bros.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
And when we arrived, it was a piano player doing As Time Goes By. It was a little different.
Wow.
It was a little,
Like,
there
okay.
was a little, what would you call it? He added his own flair. To the song.
He was being Portland weird. That's all.
Yeah. Of course, I had to say play it again.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
else happened? Anything else?
Yeah. Anything else you remember from the Arthur and Alex panel spotlight?
I kind of felt that like Alex brought Arthur out of his shell a little bit. I'm kind of glad that they were both doing it at the same time. Not that Not that I thought Arthur was disliking it. I just think he's more of a quiet, more reserved kind of person.
Yeah.
Alex is not. So it
You know,
was really cool.
it's interesting you say that because I wondered why they chose to do the panel together under the SAG-AFTRA WGA strike rules. I was like, they haven't been in anything else together as far as I know, but even if they were, they couldn't talk about it. But Brian, maybe, you know, Arthur said like, well, fans are going to want to see us together anyway, and I'd rather not be alone. So
Right. With didn't he said something? Oh, he almost made a slip. And because he was talking and they went, oh, I can't talk about that. You know,
Because
he hasn't said,
because he said Doctor Who, and he goes, oh.
and then immediately
You know, I
stopped.
mean,
Immediately he
technically
moved
he
on to
could.
something else.
Yeah.
He could.
I think he was not talking about it out of solidarity.
Mm.
I think they could have talked about Doctor Who, to be honest.
No, but the union would have gone after them if they found out.
I don't think it struck property.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was solid. Yeah. It's not struck.
Oh
But
well.
I'm proud of him for doing that. So
Yeah.
No, I still think it was great that they were able to talk as people instead of as characters.
it was a unique opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
It was much better than. So what's your favorite episode?
Yeah. Or in episode 3, why did you do this instead of that?
I was going to say we should have taken notes, but the whole thing was just kind of so relaxing and nice. I didn't even think of it. You know, it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a nice little conversation for both of them.
Sometimes you just want to live in the moment.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, I think with the I mean pressure sounds bad, but that's the only thing that comes to my mind. But that pressure of having a panel and then the schedules that we had to kind of work around as far as like this is when you take your photo, this is when you go for lining up for autographs. So to line up for these panels and have decent seats, we were pretty close, and I think just relaxing was a welcome environment,
Yeah.
especially after kind of we had done the panel what 4 or 5 years ago with all of us, so to have one with only 3 of us, I was kind of like, how's this going to work? So it was nice to just go to a panel and just listen to them talk as people instead of, oh, let me write that's an upcoming episode, let me save that for that episode type of thing. So
Right.
it was nice to just sit there and have a conversation with them.
Also,
It was very
are we doing stuff other than the panels? No.
Yeah, we can move on.
Well, because for me, there really wasn't anything in the dealer's room that was of my interest. So it was kind of like, okay, we walked through the dealer's room. Okay, I was kind of done with it. You know, I mean, it wasn't one of those, oh, we've got half an hour, let's go in the dealer's room. It was like, oh, no, I'm good. It's like it wasn't bad. It looked like a lot of it was popular, but it just wasn't for me. So again, like going to the panels, okay, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah, like
Well-
Heather, you mentioned that the dealer's room was like the biggest artist alley that you guys have had in a while. So it was mainly for the art
that's
folk.
the biggest artist alley we've had ever.
Ever?
I mean, I think I know what you're saying, Brian. You know, there was a lot of great stuff on the floor, but if it's not your fandom, it's not your fandom.
Yeah, it
And,
wasn't my fandom.
The beauty of the conventions is that we work really hard to make sure there's a little something for everybody. So there's always programming going on or cosplay demos or something. So no matter what you're into, hopefully you can find something to do, or sometimes you just want to sit and not use your feet for 5 minutes.
I did notice a lot more anime cosplay this year. I think you mentioned that as well,
Oh, there's
Heather.
a ton. Yeah, no, there's a ton.
Crunchyroll was
that's-
everywhere.
Well, Crunchyroll are partners that we work with, and so we have a couple of anime shows in our portfolio. So
Oh, really?
we work really closely with them on those 2 shows, and then they also support our comic shows because, as you said, by the amount of anime cosplay you saw, there's a ton of crossover. So.
Mhm.
And now, even the line is blurring because, manga and graphic novels have gotten super, super popular. Manga is like outselling comics 10 to 1.
I know.
Um,
I mean,
So,
have you been at a Barnes and Noble lately? That graphic novel section is this small, and the manga section is that big.
so I do think they're always going to be sort of separate because the vibes are so different. But I definitely think there's going to be a lot more cross hatching
Mm-hmm.
in the anime and comic pop culture world, which is fun. I think the younger generation is really heavy on anime, especially over the pandemic, and they are super into cosplay and meetups and stuff like that. So they're gonna keep the nerd lifestyle will continue to thrive beyond us, which is nice. It may be totally different, but it will live.
For sure. I think that's what's great about some of these properties, like especially Doctor Who, that it's been around for so long that we see all kinds of people, young to like, yeah, like
We got
the
elderly people to tweens in this panel trying to
yeah,
answer these questions, and it's like, this is cool.
yeah. So I was cosplaying as the War Doctor, and then there was another guy that was another War Doctor. It's like I rarely see that, and he came up and he was like, "I'm 60." Like, okay. Yeah, I met him at the cosplay meetup earlier on Friday. I don't think those photos are up yet, but we just kind of met in a room and took photos in front of a step and repeat that just said Rose City Comic Con on it. And I think that was nice that the convention provided a space for people to like meet up instead of usually if you go to other conventions, it's a fan sort of organized thing where it's like, hey, meet by the stairs at 3 o'clock or meet outside the fountain by 3 o'clock. And it's I don't know, it's nice to be indoors and having a space to gather.
Well, and out of the
The
way
convention
of
center doesn't really have a scenic fountain or anything, but make do.
yeah, because it's like if you did it, you'd be in the hallway,
Mhm.
you know. And if you were like in that central hub, it's the central hub. You had people going in every direction around there.
Yeah.
So I did because I didn't go to the cosplay, but I did think, wow, it's in its own room. That's cool.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, so most of the handful of those folks that I met there showed up for our panel, so it was good to see them. And then we met some of them again throughout the other days.
Well, I hope I hope at least one of them starts listening because of that. I mean, hopefully more, but at least one.
Oh, I hope so.
If you're out
and
there, shoot
hi,
us an email or something.
hello.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. Sorry, I don't remember your names, but hopefully you're finding this podcast now and listening to us. It was fun to meet all of you.
Well, and one thing, what I thought was really, really fun is there was another Doctor Who trivia panel. So we went and checked them out just for a little bit. And so Eugene and I were walking out, and one of the people sitting in the audience was like, hey, you're from the other trivia panel. And he just, in the middle of this other teams, and they were kind of like not in their own room. It was next to a lounge area, so it was kind of noisy. So we weren't interrupting anything. But yeah, he was just kind of like, oh, I had so much fun, and oh, I wish my wife could have been there, and oh, this. And it's like, yeah, in the middle of another Doctor Who panel. Okay, I like this.
Yeah, we gave him a pair of socks and maybe a card with the button.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he could find us and his wife could find us on
Yeah.
on their podcatcher. But when we were walking the floor, and waiting in other lines, it was great to see other people from our panel on Friday, and I'm just like, hi, how are you? Good to see you again. You know, it was just nice.
And they all seemed happy.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
they had fun. Yay, I'm glad.
they all had socks by the end of Friday night.
They all had socks. Boy, when we were in
Oh.
those lines, I was an idiot. I should have passed out socks because we have lots.
Just save them for next time.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
have to do the panel again.
Yeah. Oh no,
The
we have to do
return
a
of the
panel.
return of Doctor Who trivia.
But I think what was also cool was that when people knew the answer and they had already won a pair of socks, they would still take the socks and then give them to somebody who hadn't won something. So I thought that was really nice that people were, as Heather coined it, donating to the sock fund.
Yes. Yes. Well, I didn't want people to feel like they couldn't keep answering if they knew the
Yeah.
answer. So I
Well, that's
thought
a good
that was a
point.
good solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we really didn't have anybody monopolize either.
No.
Like always answering.
No, I mean, we had a couple people who definitely knew more than others,
Yeah.
but that's not only natural.
Mhm.
And Eugene did a very wonderful job of pretending he didn't know the answers to lots of things. Brian I think you may have pretended a couple times, but mostly you just nailed your answers.
I pretended
too
a couple times. The planet that that Amy got old on. I don't think, did anybody in the audience know it?
I don't think so. We had to
Yeah.
read
No,
the
I think we
answer.
looked it up.
That's the only one that kind of was like, oh, and then there was one,
couldn't even
Eugene,
tell
that
you
you
now.
didn't get. And I was just like, well, duh. So it's like, oh, okay. I probably came across, they laughed, but it's like, hello, it's Donna.
Oh my God. Oh, the so skinny will cut you or give you a paper cut or something.
I don't remember.
David,
I don't know.
about David Tennant's doctor.
Oh, skinny little. Yeah.
If you hug him, you get a paper cut. I can't remember
Yeah.
the exact quote,
Something like
but-
that, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So Heather and Frank wrote these questions. Was it mainly Frank? Or Heather, you had some involvement in this as well, right?
Frank wrote most of them, but some of them were, as I said, questions that I had written years ago.
Yeah.
And then I wrote actually, I wrote like 10 or 15 new ones too. So it was a pretty good split. Most of the really hard ones were Frank's. So.
Yeah. So I think it was great that Heather had the questions in a printed form. And she was like, oh, some of these are hard, but then like what order do we go in? So you just went in a random order, and I think it worked out for the best that you were able to think on your feet like that.
Yeah, I mean, because there was a few really hard ones right in a row, and I was like, I'm just gonna jump all over the place.
Yeah. Frank felt bad about that
No.
before
No, I
and
mean,
after.
you need some hard ones though. You need
Yeah.
I think you need all level. You don't want to do all super hard because then nobody has fun.
All right.
But if you have a good mix, then everybody gets their little moment to shine. So,
Mhm.
or for me to tell everyone the answer because no one knows, and I only know because it's written on my paper.
I do want to say, and this isn't, because we know somebody on the inside, the staff that, I guess they're third party, but the staff that handled the cue lines of the autographs were awesome. They were so good. They kept everything going. And the one guy that we had with Arthur, or no, with
Alex.
with Alex, he was fun and he was trying to keep everything going, and he was really, and so it was like, this is a really hard job. It's Sunday afternoon, and they all still seem to be in good moods.
Yeah.
So they faked it really well.
We'll talk
We have
about
some
that.
true rock stars, and those are the kinds of positions that our true rock stars get because they like that. Were they silver shirts or yellow shirts?
The
Or gray.
neon green, I want to say.
Gosh, I'd have to look at the photos.
I think it's neon green.
Sure, it wasn't yellow, and you just have male color blindness.
Maybe it's yellow. But waiting in those lines to interact and spend some time with both or all three of them, Karen, Alex, and Arthur. That was great. And you can see our photos on our Instagram with the Pond family. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Alex
So
is
glad.
awesome. Karen had the longest line by far, but Alex had a pretty hefty line, and she still interacted with everybody personally, and just, she's an actress. I'm hoping it's genuine, but if not, she's a really good actress. But in the, like what she said to me, I was just kind of like, she told me a little story. This is awesome, and when we were getting, I think we were getting Arthur's later, and it was hours later for Alex, and she was still there just signing away, and we were, standing next to her booth, and she was still talking to every single person and little stories, little anecdotes, and it was great.
Espresso shots, maybe? No. She is just magical.
Oh, for sure. So we were recording some of our panel, or I recorded the panel, the audio, but it didn't come out so great. But take a listen. You can kind of feel the energy and maybe answer the questions that we couldn't answer. So that'll be following us now.
Hey, we have a fan.
Glad you could be back.
So we are actually part of a podcast that I will let Eugene talk about real quickly.
Sure. Our podcast is called the Who Knew Podcast, no K. So it's a play on word. We are rewatching the current version of Doctor Who, and we pepper in some classic Who, and look us up on social media.
So we've been doing it for 7 years now.
Yeah.
7 years. And we're in the middle of Picard. Not Picard. Capaldi's season. So we just recorded Magician's Apprentice.
No, not yet. Not yet. We just recorded last Christmas. You wrote for
We'll give you a call, don't worry.
I'm sorry, I read it.
Yeah, he actually traveled back from the future to be here today, so you'll have to excuse him. This is Brian, by the way. This is Eugene, and I am Heather. I also happen to work for Rose City Comic-Con, so thank you. So I guess you could say that.
I'm figuring this out.
Stop. No, I'm kidding. So this is kind of how it goes. We have trivia. I'm going to be reading questions specifically for my two panelist friends here, Brian and Eugene. They will get the first crack. If they do not know the answer, that is when it turns to my lovely audience out here. So I hope you studied. It's possible that Eugene and Brian may just forget the answer to a question.
Nobody said we were supposed to study.
If they don't know the answer and I come to the audience and you get it right, then you get to come up here and grab one of these fabulous Doctor Who socks. Or yeah, I think it's pretty much socks. We have some other gizmos up here too. Don't be shy. We're nice.
Yeah, once you come up here or line up at the microphone so we can hear you, and then if you get it right, pick a sock and then take one of our cards so you know where to find us, and hopefully we'll find you there as well on the internet.
I do want to say the majority of our questions are Ninth Doctor to a little bit of 12th Doctor. Because the pawns are here, we kind of kept it a little earlier in the New Who. If you are a classic Who fan, well, we are the Who New podcast, so there's not any classic Who questions happening today. I apologize if that's your jam.
Only classic answers from you.
And for more humor like that, tune into our podcast.
Or don't. I don't know.
No. So, should I start easy or should I start hard?
Hard.
Easy.
No.
Question number 3. All of that. Question number 3.
There we go.
Question number 3.
Who's first?
Let's start with Eugene.
Okay.
Eugene,
Yes.
what is Amy and Rory's wedding date? Which happens to be the same day the episode actually aired in real life.
I want to say it's Christmas because it was a Christmas timey thing, but then it's also holiday with New Year.
Is that your final answer?
I'm going to ask the audience.
All right, guys.
You want to come up to the mic?
I see a... Yeah, you. Amy and Rory's wedding date. Do you know?
It's Christmas.
But you know what? You can grab some stickers if you want. Consolation. He's like, no, I'm out.
Has anybody got it? Or did we pivot to Brian?
Yes, go.
7/26/16.
Hey, you can Google it.
That's what she wrote for me to say.
Oh, okay.
Understood. Okay. They're 1 month off.
Close enough.
It's close.
Which month off?
August?
June. So, no, it is kind of tricky one. Amy and Rory were married on June 26th, 2010. And that is actually the date that episode aired. So now you all know. If you guys, is that close enough?
It was 2010.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
that's not right.
All right, guys. Next question.
When is it 4 or 1?
I know I would just jump all over the place, I think. Jamie kept asking the same question. Are you my mummy? Who is Jamie's mummy?
Bye.
Does anybody remember who Jamie's mummy is?
And this is my question.
You're nodding your head. You want to tell me?
At all, but it was the person that was like pretending to be his sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. I mean, this is not an Olympic event here, so you come up and grab some stock action.
The genetic modifiers like recognize the parental DNA. Was it Nancy?
It was. Somebody told me she'll get one later.
I told her.
Yeah. All right, guys. Next question. Eugene, this question is for you. I think this is an easier one, all right?
Okay.
Why did the doctor? Okay, never mind. That's not easy at all. Why did the doctor change from a screwdriver to sunglasses?
He was bored.
He had a midlife crisis.
Do you really want? Shouldn't I consult with the audience first?
Who wants me to answer for them? All right.
Wait, I have some chicken wings up there.
It's
Actually, go ahead.
all about wearables. And
Yeah.
Technically, yes, but there's a more plot-driven answer.
There, answer the question.
Go.
Is it because the doctor went blind and was using the sonic sunglasses to see?
I mean, I do remember that. Is that?
That's the answer I have. But
What do you have? You had the sunglasses earlier.
so I'll tell you the answer that I have, and you guys can all either be like, "That's not right," or whatever. He gave Davros the sonic to save him as a child.
I want everybody. I like my answer better.
All right. Here's one that actually is easy in my opinion. In which episode did both? Oh, who is this? Is this you, Brian? In which episode did both Karen Gillan and Peter Capaldi appear?
Pompeii fire.
Hold on. Oh, I would have gotten that. Yeah. No offense. I would have gotten that.
So I know you came in a little bit after we started, but these guys answer first, and if they don't know it, then we go to the audience. No, don't worry about it.
It's okay.
We're not beheading anyone here.
But that episode's in the top 5 for me. So.
Wait, I had to let you have some of them.
Yeah.
Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All, is also known by what name?
Oh, this is the baby.
Who's
This
the baby?
would be Melody. No,
That is incorrect.
we got somebody already else.
I mean, obviously, Stormageddon is better, but
Obviously. I mean, you got that right.
oh, obviously, this one.
Okay.
All right. This one is back to you, Brian?
Sure.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Where did the doctor bring Rory Williams after whisking him away from his own stag party?
Venice.
That is correct.
I don't know where the. You know, the day that we met, Heather, she was doing a pub quiz, hosting it. And we came in second because of vampires in Venice. I will never forget that episode.
That is true.
Thank you.
Fun little bit. Those vampires worked for scale.
Once again, tune into the podcast if you like that kind of humor. All right, Eugene, I had to look at you to remember your name. The Empress of what spider-like alien race had an alliance with Donna Noble's fiance, Lance Bennett?
Arachnos.
That is correct.
Hilo.
All right, this one's the mature question. As mature as Dr. Who gets. Upon discovering that the doctor has two hearts, who boldly asks, anything else he's not too of?
I don't know.
You're up, my friend. Who was first?
I don't know. But that would be Rose's mother.
Jackie, do you have a...
Jackie's
I'm gonna grab your bag. Mature hour is over. That was it. It's not a Torchwood candlestick.
Oh,
That's why.
cool.
All right. Let's
Oh, wait, no.
gentleman mentioned Torchwood. So who's up? Eugene? Eugene. Who founded the organization known as Torchwood?
Well, there was a manor in Scotland, but I feel like people want socks, so.
In Victoria.
Get Joe socks. Choose wisely. All right. How about a little bit of a tearjerker question? It's okay. We're gonna be okay. What widow, Brian, captured the heart of the doctor as human John Smith?
Nurse Renford.
Go, you go.
Say that again?
Nurse Renford.
Yes.
Renfrew.
Is he?
That's what he is.
You're a couple letters off.
From the, isn't that her name, Renford? I'm agreeing with you. I think it's Renford. Because she was from the school that he was stuck in with Martha Jones during the Family of Blood.
So say that name one more time.
Renford?
Don't.
You guys are real close.
What?
Renfred.
I don't know.
Renfred.
Red Fern. It's all right. You want a sock? You're gonna hold more of socks. Go into the sock list.
Yes.
Her great granddaughter was there. Oh, that's a good question.
These ones.
That's for next year.
You got it. You got a card, right? You got a card?
No, I didn't.
You got a card. No, you got a bucket.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Oh my God. His happiness is my happiness. All right, Eugene, you're up. Invisible to most, what monster terrorized Vincent van Gogh?
It's the Crephaeus.
That is correct. Crephaeus. They're all like, oh, now we didn't get to the bottom.
By the way, is that not the greatest episode?
Yeah.
That is an amazing episode. Wow. I mean, even when the doctor takes him to the present and drives him crazy.
Yeah.
But wow. I love it.
Well, can BBC shows win Emmys? They have, but they have
BAFTAs.
BAFTAs, right?
BAFTAs.
That wins. Should have won something. We need to hop in the TARDIS, go back to time, make it a thing.
I'm gonna check.
Oh, good. We have a Googler, but he's only Googling that. He's not Googling answers. Who's up?
Mine.
All right, this is a good one. In the Angels, Take Manhattan.
No.
That's exactly why I chose Brian, because
She knows I love
well,
it.
just listen to the podcast, folks, and you'll understand. In The Angels Take Manhattan, what drastic measure does River Song take to escape a weeping angel?
She breaks her hand. Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, technically that
Oh,
would be
yeah. I'm gonna suck. She escaped.
It was holding her by the wrist, so the only way she could. Sorry, that grossed me out. Who's up? Eugene?
Yes.
For Eugene, the Festival of Offerings was once a millennium sacrificial ceremony on what planet? The name is in the title of the episode.
I mean, the rings are, but then people want socks.
Here's the back attack.
There we go.
Don't get yourself there. All right, here's the anthropology question. I know you're excited about it. What? Oh. 12th Doctor.
I love Capaldi.
I just lost my part. Oh, what toy does the doctor use to trick the Vikings into thinking he's Odin?
That's the next episode for me.
Hold on.
It's yo-yo. That's correct.
I wouldn't have gotten that one.
But you know, you're always welcome to donate to the stock list if you have more than one.
Lovely not Tom Baker there.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a fourth doctor.
Oh, yeah, you have the answer to our question.
Information, yeah. I'm just gonna read straight from Wikipedia.
Go for it.
Vincent and the Doctor was nominated for the Bradbury Award for Outstanding Dramatic Presentation in the 2010 Nebula Awards and the 2011 Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation Short Form. It lost both of these.
Oh.
The Bradbury to the film Inception
Oh.
and the Hugo to the series finale The Pandora Opens the Big Bang.
Really?
Wrong choice.
Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite. But then in Canada's Constellation Award, Tony Curran as Vincent Van Gogh was nominated alongside Matt Smith for Best Actor and the writer for Best Script. The writer came in second, losing out to Inception by 1% of the vote.
All right, well.
Inception was an inside job.
And by the way, Capaldi.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. I'll never do it again.
I probably will. But I love Capaldi. He's so good.
Yeah, he is. Who is next, by the way? I think, didn't I?
Oh, I knew that answer. It was
Oh, that's right. Eugene keeps donating his answers to the socks. All right.
Well, suck it to us.
Hey.
Who's old?
You know, there's gonna be a lot here, I guess.
I'm 62.
All right, here's this one could be easier, could be hard, depends. What is the name of the Silurians' home planet?
No.
It is Earth.
Yeah.
Did you get socks yet?
He did.
Oh, okay.
Excluded from more stuff.
No, I wanted to make sure she got socks because she's working hard. All right, Eugene.
All right.
Since we're on the theme of trick-ish questions, what alien race trapped the Doctor in a convection dial for 4.5 billion years?
Time Lords.
Come on up. Come on.
I'm going to say something very controversial. What do I not like heaven sent?
I know. Oh, sorry. I can't wait to re-record that episode. It's one of my favorites.
Exactly. I have so many people going to be yelling at me.
Tune into the podcast.
It's going to be about 2 fans go in. Maybe one comes in.
No, it's going to be all 6 of you again.
All right, I personally, oh my gosh, that's a good. I personally think this question is hard. What is the name of Amy's aunt who raised her?
Is it me? Oh, I have no idea.
Does anybody know?
Anybody know? Yeah.
She's annoying.
Susie. It's Sharon. It's Aunt Sharon.
It is Aunt Sharon. You want that? No? You can donate to the stock list.
I've got different sticks.
That was impressive. Wait, you're the one who knew Nancy too.
No, she knew Nancy. I just knew that she was the sister.
Oh, that's right.
Lying about being the sister because she was a single unwed mother in the 40s.
All right, who's up on this stage? Eugene?
Yes.
Eugene, this is a 3-part answer.
Okay.
What game shows did the Doctor, Rose, and Captain Jack compete in Bad Wolf?
I know that.
A pseudo Big Brother.
Mhm.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
No.
And
It's The Weakest Link. That's what it is.
that's 2.
And then one more. Do I get a hint?
It was Jack's game, if you remember the scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to forget, if you ask me.
It was like a sort of makeover or something.
You're in the right world, but no.
I can't place it.
Oh, it was Passion.
Yes.
Face Off. Oh,
No, no.
Not according to my answer.
That was like runway. So
clothing.
Yeah.
No, the final thing was called Face Off, but they were going to take his face off.
Yeah, that was like yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
War Doctor, do you know?
I think I know, was it what not to wear?
That's correct.
Very good. Let's see.
I feel like
I know
all
some
hard questions are related to Amy somehow. Hi,
Hi.
how are you? Good to see you, glad you're here. The planet, name the planet on which Amy waited and grew old.
Sorry, I don't know. Couldn't even get Fraxico or Salvatore.
Fraxifolical. You missed like a syllable. All right, anybody know the planet which Amy
I know the
waited
name of the
and
facility.
grew old? What's the name of the facility?
2 Rivers.
I'll accept that. The name of the planet, never forget this,
Two-headed people.
is Apalapapuchia.
That's what it was.
Duh. Okay then. No, I hate that. No, I don't hate that. What time is it, by the way?
I'm 23. I'm in the only.
That was deep. Okay, since this like won awards and stuff, in what year was the Doctor trapped in the Pandorica? This probably has something to do with your husband.
Oh, I have it.
Is it your turn?
Yeah, but no, but yeah, that's what I.
Was it 2011?
No,
I'm 2010.
Well,
no, not even.
No, it's like 2,000 years ago. I'm 72.
No. Now you have me wanting to Google my answer.
no, 2010.
2010.
Are you saying when the show aired? Or
I think this is the year in the show. It's not when the show aired.
It's like 210 AD or whatever.
No, we're not even in the same. No.
Somewhere like 6 AD or something.
We are in the 80s, so and you're the closest so far. Oh, hold on, links behind you.
Why is it 6 AD? I'm gonna say 300 AD.
Okay, we're a little over now. Somewhere between 6 and 300 AD, guys. Come on, we've got all the time in the world.
Somebody's coming up. Somebody's coming up.
Somebody coming up with a phone who Googled it. No. You can give up.
Yeah, give up.
Luffy, did you have an answer?
Tea time.
Oh, we got two.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna quit until everyone quits.
you have plenty of numbers to guess.
Like 14 AD.
No, we have to move on.
Wait, I want to guess.
Yeah.
If we have to move on.
Yeah.
Is it 101?
You are 1 year off.
100?
And
2.
yeah.
Wow. I have a history degree and those are hot Romans.
I gotta
Yeah,
say,
that one's
you're
tough.
never gonna forget that now.
That one's really tough.
And you're never going to be asked that again.
If we do this panel again in the future, I will make sure to add that question. So all of you heard it here first, all right? All right. I don't even know. Okay. Eugene, what gave the Dalek energy to reactivate itself in the episode Dalek?
A touch of a hand from Rose.
Correct. And the technical answer is
I-
biomass from a time traveler. But both answers I accepted. No socks.
Didn't it also turn out to be Chronicons in Army of Ghosts?
I
Maybe.
thought you were talking about like a Sam Raimi film.
I'm
or
sorry.
something.
I geeked out for that.
I heard Army of Darkness and I was like, what? Okay, I have another Jackie question. Everybody loves Jackie.
Love your impression too.
Thank you. That didn't sound good at all. Under pressure, I cannot check. From whom did Jackie borrow the truck to open the TARDIS?
Her boyfriend,
Named.
Howard.
Actually, it wasn't her boyfriend. Does anybody know? It was not. He didn't own the car. No, I don't know. Did he?
Oh.
The answer is Rodrigo. All right.
I feel so defeated. So certain.
Eugene, I bet you're going to know this one, but if you want to play dumb, you're welcome to. What was the original definition for unit, and what was it changed to in 2008?
The original one was United Nations Intelligence Task Force.
Correct.
I don't know what it got changed to. Does anybody know?
You can always donate to the office. Go for it. You should just hang out over there, War Doctor.
What does unit, what was it, I guess retconned into standing for?
Yes, all of a sudden it meant something different as of 2008. And that something different is.
That something different was because the United Nations wanted to not really be associated with that anymore. It was Unified Intelligence Task Force.
That's correct.
Aren't they killjoys? I mean, they should have kept it.
Here's this is a tough one. What were Peter Capaldi's first words in Doctor Who?
Go for it. That he's got new kidneys and he doesn't like the color.
So those were his first words as the Doctor.
I want to look at it.
Modernaut.
Yes. Thank you for the performance.
Modernaut.
Sorry, I couldn't let that go.
That's good.
He wears different socks every day of the year, man.
Oh, he's doing it to stop this, like I petitioned. So this brings us to Eugene. I'm gonna save him for you, Brian. Eugene, the TARDIS is designed to operate best with how many pilots?
Well, that's a doctor. We got Rose.
Oh, we're gonna be here a while.
Martha. No. Go ahead. 7.
Oh. So close. Is it 6?
Why would that be?
Shows how reckless the driver is.
You're just picking.
Whichever way you hey.
And Jackie was my one protecting things.
Yes, and Jackie was not allowed to touch.
And isn't it Donna who says Jack drives it the best?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How about an easy one? Who wants some stuff? Brian.
Yeah.
Which companion was in the most Doctor Who of the modern era?
Clara.
Okay, no one's getting soft after all. I thought you would play dumb, man, but okay.
I wouldn't have flipped that.
All right.
She was great in the beginning. She was
You guys,
great in the
this is
beginning.
what's great about our podcast, though, is we do have varying opinions. So we have really fun discussions where we all politely disagree with each other. So
Jenna Coleman's great.
no, she's great.
Her performance is never bad.
Never.
bad.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Why do you define it?
I'm sorry, I just to do a tangent. Didn't you feel that at a point she thought she was the doctor more than the doctor?
Yeah.
That's my point.
Like, no that much.
This is a discussion for another hand.
Yeah.
So Eugene,
Yes.
a Daryllium night lasts for how long?
Oh.
We're gonna, go ahead.
24 years. That's correct. You want that? All right, everybody stare at her.
You know who I am?
Shredder? Sorry, she looks like Shredder to me. Who are you?
I'll give you a hint. My Doctor Strange and Wong are over there.
Ooh. Wait, so you're,
Charlize Theron's character.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name.
Clea.
Oh, yeah.
Clea,
Thank you.
you get a sock.
No.
No movie hasn't happened yet.
It's coming.
Next question. I don't remember who it's for.
Eugene.
You, Brian. It's for you, Brian.
Alright.
In Dark Water, from which best-selling novel did Clara steal a key to the TARDIS? And the novel's title is a play on. Go.
Time Traveler's Wife.
That's right.
She took his keys
Yeah.
and she threatened to destroy them and started to destroy them. To keep him out of the TARDIS. Now, granted, he can just snap his finger, but no, you don't.
You're not wrong.
She does. Hey, he's a good friend. What can we say?
Yes. Plus, he was.
It's not like the Doctor doesn't put his companions through a bit.
Plus, she was also unconscious and he was catching her at the time.
Semantics.
As one does. Question number 329. What did the ninth Doctor leave under the Christmas tree for Rose when she was 12?
I don't know, so.
Red bicycle?
That is.
Very good.
Thank you for coming to our panel today, by the way. Feel free to donate to the
This is
soccer.
the best.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Eugene. Brian. I'm doing really great. Which English author is on a bowling team with the Doctor?
Oh, I have no idea. No, don't. I'm not even gonna talk it through. No.
It's a female.
Go ahead, Blink.
I said female. Not Margaret Atwood. Love Margaret Atwood though. Not Mary Shelley either.
I haven't watched Doctor Who in a really long time, but I know that there was an episode about Agatha Christie.
There was. That is not the answer, but you know what?
Good try.
I like the deduction skills that you used. Like, not Emily Dickinson.
Virginia Woolf.
It was Virginia Woolf.
Here, Jane Austen was a very good kisser.
She sucked at bowling. Oh,
And she didn't make it, so she struck out.
He does this very good. He's proud of it.
As he should be.
next question. Mickey Smith's line, the Mrs. and the X, welcome to every man's worst nightmare, is in reference to which two companions?
It's definitely Rose. And
Come on.
And Martha.
No.
That is incorrect.
so to say classic.
Isn't it Rose Tyler and Sarah Jane Smith?
Correct.
Good job.
You got some big brains on you.
Who loves Sarah Jane? She didn't try to destroy the Doctor's keys.
Brian, I think you need counseling.
We've also
And, you know, when I was watching that the first time, I was so mad. I was like, who do you think you are?
We got 5 minutes. Yeah.
You too.
We've also done Sarah Jane Adventures episodes, so those are fun too. If you guys haven't watched any of that's fun.
So guys, we got about 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna do
Want to do a lightning round? Just write them off and then we'll see if we can answer.
And then throw this out.
Yeah.
Flesh avatars, a clone race created by humans from an artificially created organic substance called flesh, are more commonly known by what name?
Gangers.
That is correct. Are you gonna throw stock at someone? After discovering basis was a killer box, what 28 times Grammy winning artist did the doctor sit in on a recording session with?
Stevie Wonder?
Wrong.
Janis Joplin.
Wrong. Wrong.
Jimi Hendrix?
Wrong.
Anybody?
Lady on.
I would say money. In 3, 2, it was Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones. That is a capality.
Need to do one more.
Yeah, of course. No, I have more.
No, we did one more.
Oh.
A minute, Dawn. All right, guys.
Just let me know.
All right, here we'll end it on a fun one, okay? Who described the doctor as too skinny for words? You give him a hug and you get a paper cut.
I know. You guys know.
Is anybody who has not answered yet? No. Yes, Warren.
Come on up.
Donna.
So again, we are the Who Knew podcast, no K in the new.
Who knew, like new?
Play on words, so. Look us up on iTunes. We were formerly on Stitcher, or we're on Google Play. That means you can also find us on Amazon podcast. And
Feel free to pop on up and grab a button and a card.
and we're on Instagram, Twitter. I can't say X, so I'm gonna say Twitter. We're on Facebook. And please, check us out. Thank you for having us here again. Portland, it's a lovely city.
Yeah, thanks.
It's really good weather. It's really good weather. Thank you for that. And Donna's the best companion.
So thanks for listening. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time when the future becomes the present.
You just listened to an episode of Who Knew?
Our wonderful theme music is by Michael Grady.
Find him on Facebook at The Universe Explodes.
Additional music is by Damiel Paggio.
All our episodes are engineered by Auburn, and you can find him at auburnbinkley.com.
You can also find this show in several places.
Follow us on Twitter at Who Knew Podcast.
Subscribe, review, and listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Who Knew Podcast.
All our episodes are on whoknewpodcast.com.
Visit our Facebook page.
Please leave comments, reviews, and click like to support Who Knew Podcast.
To listen to our show on your Amazon Echo device, subscribe to us on Amazon Music,
and then ask your Amazon device to play your podcast subscriptions.
This podcast is inspired by Doctor Who,
the longest-running sci-fi show in history,
and especially the revival spearheaded by Russell T. Davis.
Thanks to Russell, Sidney Newman,
Verity Lambert, Ron Grainer,
and all those involved in the adventures of our favorite Time Lord.
Your work continues to inspire and entertain.